Harihi Hearty fraternal greetings and good wishes to all the brothers and the sisters on the occasion of 102nd MayCall. The Master decided to call in the month of May on the 29th, since 29th May falls in Gemini, and Gemini stands for humanity. The call of the Master is intended to be the humanity at large, and the work he commenced is twofold in nature. On one side, he covered the planet by his own work, circumscribing the whole planet, entering into the ambience of the planet, atmosphere of the planet, into the fauna and flora of the planet, into the animals and human, into the minerals and metals. That's the planetary work he himself has done, inaugurating the new age. On the other side, he started initiating the humanity one by one, and thereby transmitting himself on a personal basis into the humans. It's a macro and micro work at the same time. It's an approach from the higher and it's also an approach from the lower. It's an approach from the general, it's also an approach from the particular. He wanted to ensure that in either way the energy transmits itself. Remembering him on the MayCall day enables us to stand in his presence. Daily prayer enables us to be in his presence. But on a day like this, the presence is much more immanent, much more significant and much more tangible. MayCall is celebrated by our groups all over, in South America, in North America, in Europe, in India, in Asia, especially in India, Australia, New Zealand, wherever our group members are there, they make sure that today they make a special effort to invoke and transmit the presence of the Master. Remembering Master's life, remembering the deeds that he carried out during his incarnation in flesh and blood, and remembering the deeds that he does even after departure from flesh and blood, remembering his teachings and the impact of that on humanity and on the planet is the total scheme which I intend to cover ambitiously within the given time, so that we continue to live throughout this day in the presence of the Master. The presence of the Master generally is with us through our morning invocation. It is with us throughout the day. And through the evening invocation, it is with us throughout the night. So that's how the presence he promised to be in its continuum, its continuous presence. This is his promise. The basic promise and the very message of his life is said in one of the nadis in India as Pranata Nijajanan Swatmatulyan Karoti, meaning I have come down to transform whosoever offers himself to me. To be, I am, and to be that. I shall ensure that the one who offers himself to me shall go through the transmutations, transformations, transcendence, and transfiguration, thereby gaining immortality, and thereafter realizing I am, and finally realizing that, and thereafter stand by as that I am. The ultimate purpose of everyone who realizes the Brahman, the Absolute, is to stay as that I am. From to transcend to be I am, and thereafter merge into that, and then come back as that I am. To stay as that I am is the ultimate, that every master, every seer, be it of planetary plane or solar plane or cosmic plane, does it. Each one, even the ones who are in the cosmic, there are cosmic seers like Kumaras. They are eternally established in the state of that I am. Having realized that and having become that, they stand out as that I am to transmit that to the surroundings. And to remind beings that the final state of every being is that I am. It is so with the cosmic Kumaras, it is so the seers of all the seven planes, it is so with the masters of wisdom, it is also so with every realized soul. Having become Brahman, having become that, he comes back to help the fellow beings staying in the state of that I am. The Master promised that whosoever offers himself to me and follow the triple rules that I give, I shall ensure that they are transformed as I am and stay eternally as that I am. That is his promise. That is what is meant by the Sanskrit statement relating to him as appearing in the nadis of South India, which is Pranata Nijajanan Swatmatulyan Karoti. Whosoever offers himself unto me, I shall transform them as that I am. That's the promise. He said he will do the work for us. All that we need to is to offer ourselves to him daily, twice a day. That's the basic requirement. Offer ourselves to the Master during the morning hours and during the evening hours. Stay in his presence. He conducts the work of transmutation, transformation, transcendence, and transfiguration. This is his promise. People have asked him, "Who are you?" He smiled and said, "I am that, I am Brahman. Verily I am Brahman that has come down to help beings in the simplest possible manner, in a direct way." He made it simple and he offered his assistance to every soul who is willing to transform himself as that I am. People have asked him, how do we trust you? The very fact that you have come to know of me, the very fact that you once uttered the sound key, I take up the responsibility of even creating the trust in you. I shall clear all your doubts. I shall clear all your suspicion. I shall create enough trust in you so that you offer yourself. Even that I do it for you. He therefore suggested, try to be regular, be timely, and invoke the sound key CVV and offer yourself. And thereafter witness the transformations that happen in you. You have to be a witness of what is happening within. Keep doing it. Keep witnessing twice daily in the morning and in the evening. And if in the evening you are slightly busy and unable to conduct on time around 6 p.m., just think of me and propose to offer yourself later in the night before you go to sleep. That facility also he has given. Just think of him and later you can sit in the late evening when you are preparing to sleep. That's also fine, he said. That's how the prayer has to be made regular by each one of us. That we pray in the morning, we pray in the evening, and in case we are unable to pray at 6 in the evening, he suggested that we can propose at 6 that we would later invoke me. Just think of me at 6, that's enough. That's a facility. It's a great facility. We conclude the day as early as possible. Do the prayer and then take to sleep. He ensures that we close the day early, not get too much into night because there is the morning prayer. The very fact that there is a morning prayer makes an aspirant to conclude the day as early as possible, not to prolong beyond midnights or even up to midnights. Prayer is the basic requirement, he mentioned. And the second step that he gave is, as far as possible, try to see me in all that you find around you. Whomsoever you find, be it a human, be it an animal, be it a tree, be it a hill or mountain, be it a river, be it anything, be it a cloud, be it wind, anything you see, try to see me in that. This is the second key. It causes continuation of presence, number one. And it is also the truth that it is one Brahman as all this. It is one Brahman that appears as all this. So therefore this practice is given so that we continue to be in association with the Master Consciousness. As we see the other, there is no other than the Master in that form. Be it an elephant, be it a dog, be it a sage, be it an ignorant, see me, this is how Krishna said. If you see me in all, you tend to be a knower. If you don't see me in all, however knowledge you acquire, it remains just a mental fund and a mental luggage, which is not useful to you in your daily interactions. This is how the one who is Brahman, who has attained Brahman, sees Brahman all around. There is only Brahman and no other. That's how Shankaracharya says. There is no other. There is only one, that is Brahman. Krishna says in the 9th chapter, there is no other. Ananya, he says. There is no other than me. And Jesus says, I am that I am. I am that I am. When he said, I shall now rise and go to my Father, when work is completed, every evening we can go to the Father, if you know how to. In between work also, you can meet the Father and come back. You can be in touch with the Father through your looks. The other name for Father is that. Another name is Brahman. Still other name is Absolute, God. So the second instruction of the Master is, as far as possible, see me in and around you. In your situations also, you see me as your situation. If you have a crisis, see me as the crisis. The crisis dissolves. If you have sickness, see me as your sickness. The sickness dissolves, or the sickness is arrested. If you have difficulties in any aspect of life, like social, economic, domestic difficulties. See the difficulties as I am. Then you would immediately find the dissolution of the difficulties, and eventually the difficulties also dissolve. Because what you see as other is illusion. There is no other. The other is but a projection of the one. It is verily the one who is projected as all this. The Vedanta says the whole creation is like a mirror house. As many mirrors you build, so many images you find. But there is only one. You make 7 layers of mirrors, you find innumerable images. But there is only one as many. Upanishads speak of one as many. Information is one thing, practice is another thing. There is a practice. That's what I was saying yesterday. Information by itself will not enlighten us. Practice enlightens us. Therefore, if you wish to realize the one Brahman in all, the one Brahman as all, the one as many, the practice is to see the one in all. While you see each person, you also recognize the Brahman in him. I am in him. The Master in him. Master means the Master of the universe. Master does not mean a particular form. Wherever there is Master energy functioning, that form is also a Master. Magnetism and magnet, they are inseparable. Wherever magnetism functions, there is magnet. You can't say this magnet is different from the other magnet. Magnetism is magnetism. So wherever magnetism is, there it is magnet. So wherever the Master of the universe is present abundantly, that form is also considered a master. So that's why we have so many masters. Meaning, they have lost their individual identity and only that functions as I am. There is no other I am. That's why for this year, full moon meditations, I once again gave the meditation, in His temple we live, in His name we live, until He opens His eye in us. In His temple He lives, in His temple, in His name He lives as He opens His eyes. Until then, let us look to Him in each other. It's given by Master CVV only. Every Master gives only one theology. That theology is that of Brahman and that of Atma. Brahman functions as Atma, that functions as I am. So that is what is realized through practice. Therefore the Master, to enable that we realize the Brahman, suggested that as we see those around us, we see the Master. Normally what happens is, when we meet people, we see what we like in them. Or what we don't like in them. We wish to meet some, we don't wish to meet others. You have a choice. But once you take to this principle, through everyone it is the Master only who is meeting you. Through every smile, the Master only that is meeting you. Through every look, it is the Master only that is meeting you. This understanding brings lot of equanimity. That equanimity enables us to experience better. As long as this equanimity is missing, there can be no real experience. It can be there in bits and pieces, but one continuous bliss of experience, which is called the bliss of existence, is possible as long as one associates with that in the surroundings. There is nothing other than that around you and in you. So when you recollect it, slowly it becomes a reality. As you see, you grow proximate to it. As you grow proximate, it starts relating to you through anything. Through anything. The Master can relate to you through any person. The Master can relate to you even through a dog. The Master can relate to you even through a mad person. He can give message to you through any of these means, provided you are oriented to it. There are many such episodes in the life of Master where he demonstrated to his followers that Don't ignore to see me in that which you think is the other. He even went to the extent of saying, forget not to see me in the one whom you don't like. Forget not to see me in those whom you don't like. What happens when we start seeing the Master in those whom, from our standpoint of personality, we don't like? Slowly, our not liking gets neutralized. Not liking others neutralizes. Liking or not liking is a personality aspect. There is something beyond where the duality dies. When you see the one in the other, it is as agreeable as you are to yourself. When we see the personality, it may not be agreeable. But if you see the soul is no different from you. Everyone is putting up the ropes of personalities. Don't see the ropes, see the person through the ropes. Meet the soul, don't meet the personality to start with. Meeting the soul in the other is what knowledge is. Meeting the personality in the other is what man does. So from son of man to son of God, the difference is meeting the soul through the eyes of the other. The Master sees no other than himself in others. The Master sees no other than himself in others. So therefore, you too have to see in that manner. That is the second instruction. It's a big game. It's a daily lab experiment, and we are into the laboratory of the world every day, trying to see the Master in the other. As you wake up and you see the spouse, forget not the Master. This is the first step where we already fall. Isn't it? When each one sees his or her spouse, Master is gone. Together they pray, but when they talk to each other, the Master disappears. So how can you say that you are practicing? How can you say that you are practicing the second principle? Do you see in the spouse the Master? Because that's the very first step. To him it is she, to her it is he, who encounter in the morning. So in the very first encounter you fall. In the game, it's like in the game of boxing. So much of propagation and advertisement is made. And with the first punch you are gone. How can you say that you are practicing to realize the soul? How can you say that you are practicing to realize Brahman when you cannot see in the very proximity the Brahman that is always around you? In that form he may tease you, it's a different thing. In the teasing form of a spouse, also see the Brahman. Is it possible? If it is possible, you have succeeded. Already you have succeeded. Problem is to see the Master in familiar things and in familiar persons. That's the first step. When you see your children, don't see straight away the children, see the master and the children. See the truth and the illusion. More and more you see the truth, less and less the illusion appears. First see this, when you see your own family members, and in them if you are not able to see the master, take it that you are not practicing the very second principle. So, every spouse necessarily has to see the master in the other. Whether they agree, whether they disagree, still continue to see the master. That's how initiates demonstrated. People who judged them, regularly humanity judges the men of God, the sons of God. It is their bounden duty, they do it, that they have to judge. They have to judge. They continue to judge. In those who judge also, did not Jesus see the one? That is synthesis. Synthesis is to see the one in all situations. Synthesis cannot be limited to books. Synthesis cannot be limited to the concepts that we choose. Some people have choices for certain concepts. But if you are in synthesis, all is acceptable and you have no preferences. You may read nice things said in the books of choiceless living, but are we really choiceless? Can we accept with equanimity a meditation, a prayer, a worship, and a ritual, and a bhajan, and a music program, and a football game? See the range. There are people who prefer meditations to prayers. Therefore, there are also others who prefer prayers to meditation. And generally, there is disinclination for worship. You may not worship, but you don't have to criticize worship. You may not like rituals, but you don't have to criticize rituals. This is because there is something which is choosy in you. On one side we say all is divine, on the other side we say this is not divine. What is it? Can it be synthesis? If someone has disinclination and aversion for ritual, he is not in synthesis. As much silence is agreeable, so should sound be. Then only you are in synthesis. If sound and silence and noise, in all that if you can find one, you are in synthesis. I like silence, I don't like sound. This not liking puts you away from synthesis. People live in likes and dislikes in everything. They choose. They judge. As long as you are engaged in judging others, you are not seeing the one in all. As I said, if you can see the one in meditation activity, in prayer activity, in worship activity, in ritual activity, in the bhajan, in the football game. Where is it not? Please tell me, where Brahman is not? If you are able to see with equanimity the one Brahman who is the basis of all, you transcend many intellectual blocks. People suffer from their own intellectualism, from their own concepts, from their own isms. But you should know in everything it is. It is in the initiate and in the dog. It or that is in the initiate and in the dog even as well. Therefore, an initiate does not see the dog as a dog. It sees the dog as that. It sees the donkey as that. He sees the donkey as that. He sees a man as that. He sees the woman as that. He sees the tree as that. First that is contacted, then everything else. That is called synthesis. That is called relating to the Brahman. If you stand in Brahman, you see the Brahman. If you see the Brahman as a concept, you can't see. Then you cannot see in many things. If you cannot see Brahman in sound, if you cannot see Brahman in silence, in contraries, the Brahman is. The Brahman is as much in the contraries. How does the contraries exist otherwise? It is from the same Kashyapa, the Prajapati, the divine came out and the diabolic came out. The eagles came out and the serpents came out. The whole creation is but contraries. If you take to one side, you have become partisan. If you are able to accept with heart, with equanimity, every activity, you are in synthesis. The more and more one tends to be aristocratic, the more and more one tends to be an intellect. He develops the related pride and tries to reject other things. As long as you tend to reject certain things, you are not in synthesis. You may reject, but Brahman accepts it. Your rejection doesn't mean anything to the Brahman. As much as you reject, you are rejecting Brahman only. And concurrently you are rejected by Brahman. In Brahman all is. Isn't it? So if you tend to be inclusive but not exclusive, you are with the Master. You tend to be exclusive, you get away from the Master. Your own exclusivity causes distance. The Master is neither near nor distant. Don't think the Master is proximate and the Master is distant. The Master is both, according to you. Proximity and distance does not exist when you stand in synthesis. You may make 7 circles on a paper, one over the other, to explain 7 planes of existence, which I used to do initially on a board. From the circle to each circumference, there are distances and proximities. From the center to first circle, second circle, third circle, you make 7 circles. The 7th circle is distant to the center. The 6th is not that distant. The 5th is less distant. The 4th is tending to be proximate. The 3rd is tending to be more proximate. 2nd is further proximate. First circle is very proximate. But to the paper on which you make it, the paper on which you make the circle and the circles and the center, to the paper all are equally proximate. Be it a 7th circle or the first circle or even the center, all are equally proximate to the background. For purposes of explanation, we say physical, emotional, mental, buddhic, blissful, atmic, and paramatmic, all that we say, but to the Brahman, all are equally proximate. Brahman is not distant or proximate, according to you he is. And it is not he, it is not that. So be it worship, be it ritual, be it bhajan, be it prayer, be it meditation, be it silence or be it sound, be it mantra or no mantra, it's all equal to the Brahman. And to the Brahman all are proximate. Your intent makes it proximate. Such is the beauty of the second instruction. It's not so simple as we think. You will be able to treat the friend and foe alike when you see the master in the friend as well as in the foe. So how can anyone be disagreeable to you? He may disagree with you, but you have no disagreement with him. As much disagreement I have, so much I am distant from Brahman. To Jesus, he is not unfriendly to anyone. Others developed unfriendliness to him. So is the case with Krishna. So is the case with Rama. So is the case with Maitreya. So is the case with Buddha. They continue to be friendly regardless others are friendly or not. That is equanimity. That comes from you are relating to the Brahman. So the second instruction of Master is a practice to relate to the Brahman in the surrounding. There is no other than Brahman in the surrounding. Brahman has this. Upanishad, I explained Upanishads. Om ityetat in Katha Upanishad. This is verily that. That exists verily as this. So when you see this, don't see this as anything different from that. It is in the flower, it is in the candle, it is on the stage, it is in the mic, it is in you, it is in me. It is everywhere if you see. It can be. When it is available and you want to see at a distance, you are proposing distance, so it is distant to you. That's what Upanishad says. It is distant to you because you propose distance. It is proximate to you if you propose proximity. It is neither proximate nor distance. If you have a concept of proximity, there is already the concept of distance. If there is a concept of liking, there is already a concept of not liking. So anything, if you choose, there is something which is not chosen. In fact, when you speak, there is something that is unspoken. Always. That's why truth cannot be spoken in its completeness. Therefore, the ones in Samadhi transmit, they don't even prefer to speak. Speeches are half understood, misunderstood, misinterpreted, and quoted according to one's own comprehension. That's how every teaching of every master gets distorted. Therefore, transmit the presence, speak less and transmit more. And to a master of wisdom, speech is also a means of transmission of the presence, but not so much of the content. It is transmission of presence that a master of wisdom does, regardless the content. Content can never be completely expressed. Presence, the rays of wisdom permeate through presence. When you are in presence, wisdom flows. When you are not in presence, only concepts are explained strenuously. Therefore, the second instruction of the Master is, see me in all that you see during the day. It can be a friend, it can be a foe, it can be a cow, it can be a pig. We have our own concept that cow is sacred, and therefore we have a different look at it. Pig is not mentioned in the scriptures, so we have a different outlook towards it. But not with the one who sees the Brahman. When Brahman has no objection, when Brahman has no reservation to be in a pig, if you have reservation, it's your problem. Preferring one to the other is not staying in Brahman. Please remember. In everything, try to see Brahman. Mostly, my teachings on Gemini, you read. Every year I give, for the month of Gemini, so many varieties of presentation relating to synthesis. In fact, in every teaching, it is only synthesis that is spoken. But those who are not inclined to listen to the synthesis in the teaching, they don't find it. Those who are not inclined to read, to see synthesis in the writing, they don't see it. When we are blocked, we don't see. But from the beginning, what is spoken is to see the one in all, be it physical, be it Paranirvana or Mahaparanirvana. These are all names, ultimately, from the standpoint of Brahman. Structures are built in creation and they have their purpose. But behind the structure, there is only one. And that one is proximate to all. Therefore, the Master says, you may see anything relating to the four kingdoms or even the fifth kingdom, it's me. See like that. If you are seeing me, in the mundane and in the supermundane, you are beyond even supermundane. Beyond. How beautiful is the instruction. That is basically the instruction of Bhagavata. It's not that he said it for the first time, he took what is important for us. It is not for the first time it is said, it was earlier said in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, in Bhagavatam it is said In the teachings of every master it is said. Every master stands for synthesis. Within the synthesis, each one has a work to do. He does it. By that, it does not mean that he is not with synthesis. Be it Master Maurya or Master Kuthumi or Master Jalkul or Master Maitreya, they are all with synthesis. Be it with Kumaras. If you are disconnected with synthesis, you would fall into illusion. Trinity stands so high, the three Lagos stand so high, as long as they are in unity with the synthesis. The moment they feel their separative existence, they make mistakes. We have stories, even the Lagos making mistakes when they disassociate with the Brahman. To be that I am is important. If you disconnect with that and remain as I am, you are separated from the whole. For a moment, Jesus experienced it on the cross. He said, Father, why did you leave me? It's not that the Father leaves. Then again he reconnected. So when you are in connection, you see the beauty of all. When you are in disconnection, you see a lot of confusion in others. It's your confusion you project into others. It's your conflict you project into others and see it is conflicting. Once I talked to one friend from India. In the beginning he said, you are a problem master. After 3-4 sentences spoken, he said, maybe I am a problem, he said. So you can be a problem to yourself and see that problem everywhere. You may be a solution to yourself and you may see solutions everywhere. There are people who find solutions to everything. There are people only who see problems. As you see, so it is. Therefore, see the one in all unfailingly. This is how beautiful is this second commandment or second principle. First principle is to link up to him so that you stay as that I am. Second principle is to see that in all. Then you don't have so much of disagreement. You don't have so much of dislike. You don't have dislike to any being. Advaita sarvabhutanam. This is how Krishna starts explaining the virtues of an initiate. The first virtue is absence of dislike towards any being in the universe. Advaita means dislike. Sarvabhutanam, in all the beings. With respect to all the beings of the universe, do not have dislike. Be it American, be it a Christian, be it a Muslim, be it a Hindu, be it a Buddhist, be it a theist, be it an atheist. What makes? It makes no difference to me if someone is an atheist. It is his problem, not my problem. Theist or atheist, in that form, it is Brahman. When there is too much of theistic propagation, naturally atheism also promotes. Anything done in excessive gives birth to the contrary. Excessive capitalism gave birth to communism. Excesses of communism and capitalism gave birth to socialism. And all have given birth to corruption. That's a different story. So anything in its excess, find its nemesis. It's contrary. You build the contrary. Where was terrorism 100 years ago? Why did it all grow? No one thinks of it. They only see the superficial. They don't see the causes. I intellectually manipulate you. You cannot bear it beyond a point. And you have no equal intellect to meet. So you resort to a lesser means of being violent. That's all. Intellectual violence is not seen. Intellect has its own way of causing aggressions. Intelligent ways of aggression are not seen. Crude aggressions are seen. We find in papers that an young lady stabbed a man and a horrible woman, like that, all that would be said. But what led her to stab a man? Cause? Why would a lady, an young lady, stab a man? We don't want to see that. We only want to listen to this story only from the expressed part. There is always an unexpressed suffering. So likewise, in contraries, as I said, how did communism come? Excessive capitalism. How did revolutions come? Excesses of monarchies. Why are revolutions coming now? Excessive exercise of authority. Like that, also make a question about terrorism. Where was it before? Why did it emerge now? What could be the unseen causes? We don't want to see. But if you stand in Brahman, you can see the contraries as well. And the fitness of the contraries. Why there is so much sickness on the planet? Who promoted the sickness? Who promoted the sickness? And who is promoting the sickness? There are answers which are unpalatable to take. Read the books. We are the cause, greatly. Read Master Jalkur. We regularly sow the germs of sickness, germs. And they are coming back to us. We create our own soup and fall into it. So causes are forgotten, effects are seen. So cause and effect both can be seen from the background. Right and wrong don't exist in Brahman. On the background, the two emerge. And through the two opposing forces, the whole creation is made. spirit and matter. Opposing forces are at play. There is a way to balance and stand beyond. That is yoga. That is yoga. Therefore, the second step is, first step being regularity in prayer. Second step is to see the Brahman in all. In that which you like, that which you don't like. See Brahman. That which you prefer, that which you don't prefer. Try to see Brahman. You grow better. Don't be on the path of rejection. As long as you reject, you don't realize the Brahman. Brahman is inclusive, not exclusive. Contraries do exist in creation. Poverty and riches exist. Ignorance and knowledge exist. Cleanliness, uncleanliness exist. You work out an equation and stand in balance. Yoga is equipoise. Yoga is equanimity. To be able to see the how of it and thereby stand in harmony. All this comes to us if you start observing, not voraciously reading books. Observing the surrounding life is much better study than reading the books. Read the nature. You may read the books, the teachings of the initiates, the teachings of the masters also lead you to observation of nature. Observe the nature in you also. Not only observing the nature outside, observe the nature in you. What kind of thoughts you receive, what kind of discord you hold, what kind of dislikes you hold, what kind of preferences you stand for. Is there any scope for hatred in you? Observe the nature and then see, and then try to neutralize it by instituting Brahman in your limitations. Then limitation disappears. 18 years ago, I spoke about instituting I am in all that we see. What we see is a substituted world. So in the substitute, reinstate the original. Reinstate the original in all that you see as a substitute. See, I am in sickness. Sickness is resisted. See, I am in all that which is your limitation. That limitation disappears. The circumferences disappear. That's how you are not limited in your thought, and in every way you tend to see the Brahman and be inclusive, not exclusive. Everyone tries to say his methodology is the best, others are not. I went to Greece. They say this is the navel of the earth. I went to Belgium. They show a place, this is the navel of earth. I went to Mexico. They say in Mexico they show a place and say this is the navel of the earth. You go to a place in India called Ujjain, they say it is the navel of the place, of the earth. Can earth have so many navels? These are all secondary truths. If you stand on earth anywhere, all that surrounds you, you seem to be the center. There is a circumference around me, there is a circumference around the person who is sitting there, there is another circumference around the person who is sitting there. When you are positioned, you have circumference around you. When you do not when you don't take to any position, you have no limitation. If A says this is the center, a knower says yes. If Kwan Maria says it is the center, I say yes. If Edith says this is the center, I say yes. If our brother Chuck says this is the center, I say yes. Yes, it is true to him. It looks contrary. How is it that he says yes to this, yes to that, yes to the other? Yes, it is true to them, and from that state of truth he can be encouraged to find the truth, ultimate. Wherever one is, from there you have to let him grow than to displace him. Each one is rooted in something. So let them grow from their roots. We don't have to uproot one for the sake of the other. So much for the second instruction. The third instruction is, get rid of the poverty in the mind as to what should I receive today. What should I receive? That is poverty. What do I gain? That is poverty. The day is not for you to receive. It is the day is for you to offer yourself. Master says, seek not for self, offer the self to others. Offer yourself unto others. Be a king. Don't be a beggar. The one who invokes my name, let him not seek, let him offer. What little we have, we can offer, and he makes sure that we become really kings. Keep offering. You have nothing to offer? Have we nothing to offer? We have the body to offer service to others, bodily service. Even if we, for a moment, even if we forget that we have great abilities, we just have the body. Use the body to help others. Carry neighbor's bag with the help of the strength of your body. Offer. What little you have, you can offer. Many times I used to tell the story of a Brahmin with upper clothing and lower clothing. He had the teaching of the Brahmin, of Buddha. Offer, you shall grow. Seek, you tend to be poor. Psychically, spiritually. So the poor Brahmin, he found, what can he offer? He found there is an upper clothing and a lower clothing. He thought he can offer the upper. He offered it to Buddha. She was joyful that he could offer something. First time in his life he could offer something. So in that joyous mood, he went on in a kind of joy, walking. The king was coming from the other side. He saw this poor Brahmin very joyful. He stopped for a while and observed the Brahmin. That Brahmin was unmindful of the king. He was joyful. He is in ecstasy of joy. The king stopped and asked, what is the cause for your joy? He said, I could offer something, therefore I am joyful. Buddha told to offer and I offered. The king was so joyful seeing a poor Brahmin being so joyful, just offering an upper garment. He was taking to Buddha bundles of gifts of clothing. He took a bundle and gave it to the Brahmin. Take it. He gave it and then the king proceeded to Buddha. Then the Brahmin came again back to Buddha. He felt, I have already won. Why all these bundles? That also he offered Buddha. Anything that comes to him, he says, what can he have? He always searches, what can I do for others? What can I get from others leads you to a psychical poverty. That's why there are many poor who are very rich. There are many rich who are really very poor because still they think they don't have enough. So psychically one is really very rich when he offers himself. There are people who offered physical energy, intellectual energy, they offered wisdom, they offered themselves. There are so many offerings mentioned in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. You can help with your body, you can help with your senses, you can help with your mind, you can help with your intellect, you can help with your buddhi, you can help with your wealth, you can help with your belongings. So try to see how much you can help the surroundings. Seeking wisdom without offering doesn't help. If you take to the path of offering in preference to the path of seeking, everything comes to you, including wisdom. What you seek runs after you if you follow the path of offering. But if you follow the path of seeking, it is like a mirage. It seems to be there, you go there, you are so many years seeking, men get despair. They get desperate. But the ones who offer, to them wisdom comes. Offering is the key to receive in the nature. That's how all great beings, they have demonstrated offering than seeking. Master CVV just gives the third principle, saying, during the day, as you wake up, see what can you do for others. Do not look for what you need. So he transforms us from seeking to offering. That's why many times I say, do not seek the presence of the masters. It looks strange, isn't it? It looks strange. Do not seek the presence of the masters. Keep offering to the life, in life, to the surrounding life. The masters are behind you. There is a way to make the teachers like you. There is a way to make the teachers like you, love you, assist you, transform you. They run after you, you don't have to run after them. See how a lady loves. He loves the man, but she waits. She doesn't run after the man. Poor man, he runs after the lady. Isn't it? What, Ignacio? It is the men who run after the ladies, because male energy is proactive, female energy is waiting. They have the ability to wait. They wait to receive. That is female energy. They go to give. That is male energy, isn't it? So if you wish that which you seek, don't seek that straight away. That's the clue. That's what I found in my life, in every aspect of life. What you need to do, you keep doing. Whatever you have to receive, it will come to you, including the masters. Master Maurya came to Blavatsky. Blavatsky did not crazily search for the masters in Himalayas. Did she? Did she? The master comes to you if you demonstrate a life of offering. That's all. If you have a spirit of offering well demonstrated, the master is interested in you. If you have a spirit of seeking, he says, he's a sucker. That's the difference between a cat and a dog. Don't be cat-like in your worship of the Master. You help abundantly the life surrounding. The Master comes to you whether you know him or not. Going to Tibet to find Tibetan Master doesn't serve purpose. Going to Geseke to find Lord Maitreya doesn't help. You may go to Mongolia and look for and crazily dig in the Gobi desert. You don't find Shambhala like that. There is a way that they come to you, that you build the kind of magnetism through your sense of offering. They surround you, they help you, they give presence, they lift you up. That's the way. That's why one master says, don't seek, you shall remain a beggar. This is not the statement of Master CVV, but that's how it is said. Don't seek, you will become an eternal beggar. Offer yourself. Yajna is offering. The Lord has offered himself as a beast to be sacrificed. Therefore, the whole creation came out, and in turn the creation worships him. See? Those who offer are worshipped, those who seek are not worshipped. The best example of offering is the Lord Himself. He was sacrificed as a sacrificial beast by the Devas. Deva yajnantanvana abadhan purusham pasum. They tied down like a beast. They tied down the Virat Purusha, the cosmic person, and just cooked him away. Finished. When he is cooked, yajna sarvahutaha. Sarvahuta yajna meaning that is what is in the Jewish tradition called Holocaust. Holocaust is not burning some beings in a horrible way. It's a holy ritual of total offering. Abraham demonstrated it. Many demonstrated. That is called in the Vedic tradition as the Purusha Medha, man sacrifice. It's not that someone sacrifices him. He offers himself, heart and soul, body, mind, soul, everything is offered. Then it is called Purusha Medha Yajna. Yajna is offering. So without speaking all those high-sounding words, Master CVV says, offer yourself, do not seek. The day is for you to offer. What little you have, you offer. You have little money, offer a pie. If you have little strength, offer the strength. If you have little knowledge, offer it. If you have little intellect, offer it. If you have a little ability, offer it. Offer, offer, offer. Offering is true prayer. True prayer is offering. This is the third instruction. Don't accumulate. All that you accumulate conditions you. All that you give away liberates you. That's the beauty. The more and more you give away, the more and more is given to you by the nature. Because nature finds confidence in you that this man distributes, so bounties are given. That's how treasures of nature are at hand's reach to the masters of wisdom. The treasures of nature are at hand's reach to the masters of wisdom. The key is start little by little offering. Don't try to preserve, instead offer. Offer yourself to the work. Offer yourself to service. Work becomes service when you have a spirit of offering. So these are the three basic regulations through which the Master promises that you shall realize Brahman in 12 years. In 12 years. Regularity in prayer, seeing the one in all, tending to offer than to receive. That's all. The entire wisdom of the scriptures is synthesized into three principles. Follow it. Unless one is escapist, it's not, what he said is not impractical or impossible. And the beauty is when you start working with them, you receive greater strength to do it more and more and more and more and more. And you feel the joy of being with these three principles on a daily basis. Life changes totally. It changes. In a matter of 12 years, your life goes through a metamorphosis. When you look back, you wonder, is it me who did all this? That's how it is. So that is all the summary of the Master Yoga. It's not that first time we are speaking of it. Each time these three principles are presented on the MayCall as a reminder for our recollection. So as much as we recollect, so much we stand in that recollection and try to do our bit. That's how the work is. So this is the essence of Master Yoga, which each one may try to follow according to his or her own inclination. I take a little more time because I want to give some information that came up to me for a while. Because the work is reaching, in a way, a point of culmination. There are time cycles, and we are entering into the momentous part of a time cycle. A momentous part. Right from the 100th MayCall day, it started in 2009. Not from the MayCall day, but in that year 2009, during the full moon hours of Aries, a new energy is released from Shambhala. And year by year, this energy is given in greater doses. 2009, 2010 and 2011 are the 3 years of initiation to the planet, which bring about so many changes on the planet. It is all in tune with the plan. The work, in one sense, as I said in the very beginning of the seminar, there is a 333 years hard work from the Master of the Seventh Ray, which concluded in 2008. And he said 3 years of preparation and 1 year of initiation hereafter. 3 years of preparation, 1 year of initiation. 2009, 2010, 2011. To synchronize and to celebrate the work of the grand Seventh Ray Master, we made a flower of offering by way of publishing violet invocations. It's only a small token of our gratefulness to the Master, these violet invocations. They came about in 2008 on conclusion of 333 years of Master's work. From 1875, or something like that, 333. Then again, the work of the Madam also finds its culmination now. And the work of Master CVV, the first leg gets completed in the coming cycle, and there are 3 more legs. Many changes have happened throughout the 20th century, from the beginning of the 20th century, ever since there is the visit of comet. The visit of comet was foreseen by Madame Blavatsky, and that there would be a great initiate that would forthcome and inaugurate the new age. It was intended to be the Theosophical Society, knowing the prophecy, preferred a noble soul, namely Sri Jiddu Krishnamurti. But the energy did not choose. It chose its own vehicle, which is a very high soul from the ashram of Master Jupiter, and through him, whom we call Master CVV, the energy which was promised by Madame Blavatsky entered into the planet, and then Master has distributed that energy, the detail of which is given in the book Aquarian Master, and is further given in the book Uranus. The Aquarian Master and the book Uranus more or less give tangible information about the energy of the New Age work. Now we are reaching a momentous time, and all over the globe there is a belief of something happening in 2012 as a big crisis. But from the standpoint of hierarchy, it's not a crisis, it's an initiation. In fact, all times of crisis are also times of initiation. Initiations always succeed a crisis. It is true in the life of initiates, it is true in the history of the planet. The planet is going through many changes. Many planetary changes are happening in the settled world. Emerging from Shambhala, regular release of energy is happening from 2009, 2010, 2011. Hierarchy is busily working to ensure that the planet assimilates these energies. As we already witnessed, there are economic convulsions in the humanity. Economics are going through certain convulsions. There are political convulsions. There are social convulsions. There are religious convulsions. There is a huge dynamics working within the human energy. Humanity is put to tremendous dynamics due to the release of the energies. It's not only what is visible is the humans going through many changes. Many nations are facing economic crisis. It is all meant to find a new balance. Also there is a social crisis, a political crisis, a religious crisis. All these crises culminate into initiation. The planet itself is going through many convulsions. Much energy is introduced into the planet, and the introduction of the energy is deep down into the Pacific. Pacific, being the deepest of the seas, is trying to receive and assimilate, and there are undercurrents happening in a subterranean manner, and it would bring about certain changes on the planet, which we should be prepared. But it's not dissolution. It's a readjustment. It is to work out a new balance. Not everything gets dissolved, but surely certain changes would necessarily take place. So that's why it is a planetary initiation. In the last Aries full moon, the energies that are released through the full moon of Aries circled the planet for 10 days along with the sun, meaning 10 revolutions of the earth, causing 7 days. Ultimately, it has anchored in Pacific in between the North and South American continents. That means on the western side of the two great continents in Pacific, which is exactly between North and South American continents. Waters have received it. What it received is fire. the will which comes through the third eye of Shambhala has entered into it. This is all meant to be a preparation for planet to stand by the great initiation which the sun himself is taking around December 2012. Our sun is aligning with a greater system in 2012, which would mean influx of tremendous light. That influx of light naturally is transmitted by sun to all the planets. Among all the planets, Earth is the youngest of the planets. It's the youngest member. So the youngest member would have greatest impact. So the impact is what is seen as a crisis from one angle, but it is an initiation from the standpoint of hierarchy. Every crisis is intelligently utilized by the hierarchy for an initiation. And this is what is awaited by the disciples. The dawn of new age demands certain readjustment of energies on the planet. There is the moral of humanity is at its lowest step. There is tremendous manipulation happening on the planet. And what is being informed to the humanity at large is not the truth at all. So certain things need to be readjusted for truth to come out. The work of Uranus is to cause the necessary transparency. Transparency is needed in all four corners of the globe. Every governance has its own hidden manipulative agenda, which is now getting exposed. On one side, media misinforms, on the other side, only through the media there is also emergence of certain happenings which are hitherto secret. So there are many things which would surface and many strategies that were worked contrary to the interests of other nations would also get exposed. So all this would lead to the culmination, and it is expected from 2012 the new balance would emerge, and it would take 3 years thereafter for the new balance to resettle into an acceptable situation. Until then, many changes are expected. It is beyond the human imagination. And added to all this, the cardinal cross is active. That's the reason last year in the solstice teachings, I explained to you the importance of cardinal cross. With Pluto in Capricorn, Uranus in Aries, Saturn in Libra, each time there is transit of either sun or moon or any other planet via Cancer, bring out the needed precipitations for certain cardinal changes around this planet. All cardinal changes are classical changes, meaning changes of long-standing nature. So therefore, there is what is called initiation for the humans. Initiations there are for planet. Initiation for the solar system as such, which is slightly indicated in between the lines in the books of Master Jwalakul, in the name of initiation, human and solar. Things are hinted by masters, and intelligent means the only intelligence that I know is a sense of offering. That is the best intelligence that one can carry. Other intelligences are no intelligences. An intelligence which knows how to offer itself is the best intelligence. And it is proved to be so from ancient most times. So those who have the high sense of offering, to them these hidden hints in the books would reveal. So we are thus walking into a momentous times. It is therefore necessary that we stay aligned within us and conduct deeper prayers and meditation, not for self-preservation, but for the good of all. Those who think of self-preservation are selfish. Those who think of the general welfare, their prayers are well heard. So we stay in deeper alliance through prayers and conduct the work. In fact, I also made an effort through one more exercise of Diamantine Network for Peace. Somehow it did not work out in Europe. In India, 2 groups are working. In South America, many groups are working. In other places, Diamantine Network is not really taken seriously and worked out every Sunday. Those who are intent upon it may be doing in small measures. But it has to be, whatever it is now, the time is such that we make a very deep alignment and then conduct the prayers to bring down the necessary strength to meet the changes. We can't change what is happening in a bigger system. All that we can see, Geseke is trying to do is, for the benefit of humanity, ensure that enough strength is given for the humanity so that they stand the change. That's how it has to be worked out. So this is a message which I thought fit to inform you in tune with the MayCall celebration, along with the yoga practice of Master CVV. Do not get excited about 2012. Take it that it's a great opportunity. And we are walking nearer to that opportunity. As much as we prepare, so much we stand to gain light, not for self, but for humanity as such. That should be the attitude. So may that be so. And we continue in the afternoon with the teachings of the Master. For the moment, there are certain gifts brought by groups for distribution to the members of to the participants here. It is customary that groups bring things to be offered to our participants on the MayCall day. So there are some here which I would like that the related persons announce themselves and release. These 2 boxes represent the gifts coming from a group of World Teacher Trusts in India. These are their own inspirations. They said, Master, will you be able to carry them and deliver to the participants? I said, I would be most willing to do it, regardless their weight and their volume. So they packed it in 2 packets and gave it to me, which I am releasing. Can give it to it. Each one is in a box like this. It is an image of Master CVV with the World Teacher Trust, Visakhapatnam, India, MayCall Day 2011. These are prepared by our Chairman of the World Teacher Trust in India by name, Dr. K. Shastri. He said, if it is possible, kindly arrange for their distribution during the MayCall. So this box contains, I think, about 108 symbols. Maybe you can take one for the family. So like this, there are the images of the Master, which may be distributed outside. Then there are 2 bookmarks for release. One is, after writing it, I felt it to be a bit harsh, but having prepared it for what it is worth, it is being distributed. It is in Telugu and also in English. This is one bookmark, which is not the one which I am mentioning. It's a pleasant one. It speaks of, live not by borrowed thoughts, live by application of conscience. Just don't live by borrowed thoughts. Apply your conscience, and anything emerging from the conscience, you may please work out. It's one bookmark by one guru. 2 members come to me and ask me for bookmarks. So to 2 of them, at 2 different times, I gave 2 bookmarks. This you may pardon me if you find it a bit harsh, but that is how it has been. After printing it, I told the person who brought it, maybe we don't distribute this. But he said, no, we should distribute it. There are men that make the society, they are the masters. There are men made by the society, they are the social animals. Just like in the human body, the soul is packed. In these parcels, the gifts are packed. And the way they are opened, it is not the yogic way. Oh, this I think must be coming from Maite? From Spain, okay. It has some pictures. Love is found in all forms is one statement. Love proceeds. Existence cooperates. Love is friendly. Those who know settle for life in service. Smile and love are inseparable twins. God wills to be bound by love. Love binds God. Love moves by itself. Mind moves by thought. Love motors all. Mind is motored by thoughts. Some collections from the books. Live to serve. Service to live. Serve to live in glory. Live to serve. Serve to live in glory. Even God follows love. There are pictures from many places, including Cape of Good Hope. Love knows no regulations. Regulations are formed and framed much later. Ardent prayer of the personality enables awakening of the soul. Awakened soul renders service pure. Like this, there are some very nice pictures. Of course, nice to me because mostly it's me here. Maybe it would do well that I take it with me after you see it. This is one presentation. This has 3 knots. When the 3 knots are released, it's easy to open. Like it is in the body. These are chocolates for the group. Even if they say they are for me, since I don't eat them, better the group eats away. It's not chocolate, let us open them. But the symbols are chocolates. Wow. Yes. These are chocolates from Ludgar. The image of Master CVV, as he found, there is fire, there is light emerging from the heart of the Master. He is tending to be a painter who receives periodically inspirations and the related paintings which you may be finding during the MayCall. So hopefully the chocolates are eaten away and the cards are placed there. Oh, this is a song that I sang in 2009, namely the song dedicated to the teacher, that we have flowered only to be worshipped at your feet. That is Nipada Pujakai Puvulai Pujamu. This song has come in a CD. I think those who are interested may receive them. And in the evening, our sister Tatiana will sing it and we will all listen. A good version of it. I am sure she will sing well because it comes from inspiration. Then we have this is a flower. Can you imagine a flower in this form? The annual report of World Teacher Trust Global. This time it is the group photograph, and this is from our MayCall in 2010 in Nuria. Please remember, this afternoon we have again a group photo. Now that the sunlight is coming, at 4 o'clock we will all gather at a place which our brother Gunter informs us. Please kindly gather for the group photograph, because since 1988, every MayCall group is photographed and is preserved. So is this MayCall. Thank you. When God packs the souls in the body, He only makes 3 knots, and there is a technique to open that. But when man packs something, please remember, these teachings of Sanat Kumara, the German version, are also being distributed to all the members free. To remind that, as a MayCall presentation, these books are again presented here. The English version, our sister Sabine made them available free, 2000 copies for the English reading people. Many of you who may not know may order for them and receive them free. Now the German copy is also made available by our sister Duarte even before she departed, though the release is posthumous. In her memory, very fond memory, we once again present them to you today. Kindly take a copy of it, and they would also be made available. These napkins of synthesis, one for the males, one for the females of the group. This is a gift of pens. Graf von Faber-Castell.
It's a gift of all the group members. It's a tendency of offering.
Okay. This is a gift to me by the group.
If this is golden,
Thank you. Huh?
it's for you.
When you come to India, I show all the collections of pens that I have. Thank you, from the east and from the west. Thank you so much. It only gives a message that I have to still write a lot. This is also a gift coming from an Indian lady from United States. She has packed it in a wooden box and said that a teacher touches life forever, and gave this pen and left. After she left, I opened the pen. It was so true in my life that a teacher touched me. So therefore I carry this pen for the moment. It's not so safe to carry the golden pen, but I will use it. This is also one like that, maybe for Kumari.
No,
This is the same. That is for Kumari.
both for you.
Kumari is the scribe for me for all Telugu writings. And there are as many books in Telugu as there are in English. Every day morning, an angry husband dictates She is a very obedient lady. Wow. Kindly give it to Kumari on behalf of the group. So this is the celebration part. Any naming? Gunta?
Naming?
No, if there are already who have announced, please don't create now.
No. There have been announced.
Okay.